topic is vampire legends, history, and the subculture that is formed from it. Vampires have always been a frightening mythical creature, but in today's society there are a shocking number of people that follow in a subculture that exists around the myths that we've grown up with. The Vampire Masquerade RPG is one of the largest vampire role-playing games in history. If you take a trip to East Village in New York, you'd be shocked to see people getting fitted for approved dental vampire fame from a guy named Sebastian, who followed the vampire culture very closely and makes good money from it. So how or why is it that there are so many normal individuals indulging in the subculture? How did we go from the scary to the sexy with this monstrous image? Where did it start, and why is it growing at such a rapid rate? How dangerous do we expect this new subculture to be? Vampires have been a part of legends for hundreds of years. We have seen the legends take shape over the years into movies, books, and even cartoons. Now we are seeing a new trend starting to grow. There are groups of people, bars, nightclubs, and businesses are starting to evolve around these legends. We also have people exploring the lifestyle to see what the physiological reason is that people are following this subculture. Where did it begin, and how did we come to the legends that formed? Legends According to the Complete World of the Undead by Mascascati. The first reports of vampire activity was found in Eastern Europe, Hungary, Romania, and Transylvania. The first known story of an encounter with a vampire dates to 1725. It is said that Peter died 10 weeks before the encounter of some kind of 24-hour disease. It is then reported that he came back to people he knew while living. It's described as a dream that people were having, and he laid himself upon them and demanded they give up their ghosts. It also is reported by his wife that he appeared to her and demanded for his shoes back. The most widely known vampire legend is that of Count Dracula, which is based on a Romanian prince named Vlad Dracula, the Impaler. He was known to impale his victims on stakes in front of his castle if they broke the laws. He was also very vicious. The women of the town, his actions as prince, forced him to leave the castle at night so that his safety was protected, which led people to believe that the basis of his fictional identity as a vampire. Vampires have been known throughout the stories as to travel at night so the sun doesn't burn their skin, and vampires are also known to be violent, blood-drinking monsters. As the story of Bram Stoker's Dracula is written, these vampires have to sleep in coffins filled with dirt from their homeland, must drink the blood of human victims, and they can be destroyed by stakes made of wood impaled through their chest. So with the ideas that these legends create in the human mind, what is the reason that it is now a subculture in America and other countries for acting out a vampire persona? The vampire subculture is based on the fictional stories. There are now games, nightclubs, and even stores which exist where you can play out your own version of a vampire. It is a very widely accepted subculture. It is thought to have emerged from the Gothic culture, although it seems that the two have been divided off into separate cultures, according to David Scout, the author of the monster show A Cultural History of Horror. The first known vampire subculture was found by parapsychologist Stephen Kaplan, director of Vampire Research Center in Elmhurst, New York. He found the subculture in 1982. At his best guess, he figured that there were about 21 self-proclaimed vampires living in the United States and Canada. Dr. Kaplan spoke with these individuals and found that the most highly concentrated group was found in Massachusetts. Some of the individuals claimed to be over 300 years old but wouldn't go into great detail about their lives. Most psychologists believe that the reasoning behind why people gravitate toward this lifestyle is because of abandonment issues within their personal lives. They believe that this is the work of an immature personality and a need to be dependent on something. Psychologists believe that the coffin aspect signifies a desire to return home, and that the blood drinking of such individuals is stemmed from a mother's fixation. One individual who was interviewed by Catherine Ramsey for her novel Piercing the Darkness stated that at 5 years of age he had an older gentleman appear to him and claimed to be his new best friend. Mrs. Ramsland asked him if he thought he was conjuring up an imaginary friend. He stated to her that he was a lonely child, but that he felt this was a real encounter, which happened to be his first vampire encounter of his life. With blood drinking and the new subcultures that have seemed to form around it, how dangerous do you think this subculture can be? If there are psychological problems in the individuals that gravitate toward them, there seemed to be some evidence that would support the dangerous in this lifestyle. If we were dealing with true vampires, blood drinking and killing of individuals would be criminal, since they are the ones that drink blood. What type of disease or criminal activity has gone on that has resulted from this subculture? There is a particular mental condition known as Sangarian. These individuals are known to crave blood. They feel that they must ingest it to survive, and with this subculture, there are people who are willing to donate their blood for the self-proclaimed vampire. Within the vampire community, there are cases of bloodletting where an individual lets a vampire cut them with a razor blade, pushpin, or sharp knife so they are able to drink from the wound. This particular practice has resulted in infections of the wound. It is maintained by the vampire community, though, that this is a safe way to do the bloodletting and that it is for a close friend or a relative, never done by a stranger. When Miss Ramsland attended a vampire fetish ball for research for her book, she was approached and asked to donate blood from an individual at the ball. She declined the invitation, but it is proof that not everyone in the subculture plays by the rules. There is one significant incident that has happened within the vampire community that has startled many people who know of the subculture. A 36-year-old reporter, Susan Walsh, who was out of Nutley, New Jersey, disappeared on July 16, 1996. She was investigating Manhattan's vampire subculture and had made statements to friends that she thought these individuals were after her. Many people within the subculture did admit to running into Miss Walsh, but they denied having anything to do with her disappearance. As time went on, in 2006, Nutley Police Department reopened the case to take a fresh look at the evidence. Through my research, I have not found any indication that the case has ever been solved. There are definitely dangers in being involved in this type of lifestyle. It seems that over time, the monstrous sense of the vampire myth has never lost the sense of what it originally was, a very scary story. As the legends have reached throughout time and we have seen a new culture form around them, the dangerous blood-lurking creatures are still out there. This time, though, in some form, they are real. It will never be known for sure if what people have claimed from long ago in the 17th century was an accurate indication of the story and claims. In today's society, when you watch the vampire movies and read a novel based around the mythical creature, remember, we have turned them into a reality, and they may only be a block away.